Good evening, Vergennes, and welcome. In presenting any welcoming address, there's always a few possible rhetorical avenues. And I really could stand up here and thank each and every individual on behalf of the class, every person who has ever taught, guided, advised, or otherwise supported these students. But I'm not going to do that. By the time I finish 3 hours from now, the audience would be far too tired, the gym far too hot, and the graduates far too ready for freedom for my words to have any credence. And because our benefactors have been so plentiful, I would inevitably forget to mention a contributor to the greatness of this class. I will even go so far as to offer no thanks tonight. And before anyone becomes hostile or sour, allow me to explain my position. Any thank you given tonight, though polite in the moment, honestly undercuts the support given by this audience. Therefore, audience, you must wait for your thank you. You must wait until 10 years from now when you see the student you taught in the 9th grade on the cover of Time magazine. Until you see the athlete whose soccer team you coached hold the gold trophy above her head. Until you see your son or daughter or employee or student or friend in the papers or on television or happy with his life or successful in her field. That should be the ultimate thank you, the ultimate appreciation, seeing firsthand the success that you, the audience, helped create. And now, students, it is your task to make that appreciation as profound as possible. In addition to sheer gratitude, so many other thoughts and emotions swim in the current of this time that I feel an analogy may help to lessen the emotional potpourri. This example involves the world of television, a formidable presence in today's society that often gets a bad rap. Yet without the monetary interest, television could serve as one of the greatest artistic mediums of our time, and sometimes it does serve that very purpose. When as an individual you can laugh at the television and not with it, disengage yourself from the low-energy brain function the flashing screen instigates. That is television as art, or in this case, as an analogy for high school. So let's say that there's this television sitcom that's been running for 4 years now. It's a hit show, all the critics love it, ratings are up, thousands of people tune in every day to watch it. You know the show I'm talking about. It's called The Class of 2007. And tonight is the last episode of this great show, and for this event we have gathered here the stars of this great sitcom and the regular audience as well. You, the viewers, have enjoyed this show for its diversity. At times, it's been a side-splitting comedy that has brought laughter to the farthest reaches of the five-town district. Other times, it's been a biting drama whose seriousness has flowed forth from each television set. You've also seen a burning soap opera, especially when teenage relationships and love have been concerned, and a documentary accurately chronicling the rigors of high school life. As a show, The Class of 2007 has implanted itself in our culture's DNA strand. The classics like Seinfeld, Cheers, MASH, Star Trek, The Office, and I Love Lucy cannot even compare to its success. We've seen such growth in the individual life of each character that often viewers rely on this show for guidance in their own lives. And hardly an aspect of everyday life remains unaltered by The Class of 2007. Consider the icons, 102 new celebrities, each with their own fan clubs and groupies. Then there's the merchandise. Since being seen on the show, for example, Dixon Ticonderoga pencils and VUHS jerseys have just been flying off the shelves. Class of 2007 gift shops have sprung up across the nation and generate billion-dollar profits annually. And also the memories, who can forget the pilot episode that aired in fall 2003 entitled The First Day of School, or the early dismissal episode from 2005, or my personal favorite, episode number 2561, Prom 2007. They're all classics. The stars sitting to my sides here have all garnered individual awards for their performances, accumulated countless fans and admirers, and become famous each as a unique character. Personally, as an actor, I will not miss the drudgeries essential to the entertainment business, things like the movie offers and the autograph lines and the long hours. But I will miss the people. Their roles as comedians, thinkers, dramatists, athletes, artists, friends, lovers, and leaders have been perfectly fulfilled throughout the Class of 2007's run. As devoted viewers, you have been invited to sit inside this great television studio called Vergennes Union High School to watch the finale tonight. And you, actors and actresses, shall be performing tonight in front of a live studio audience. Tonight's broadcast is bittersweet, wrought with emotion both euphoric and doleful. This talented group of performers shall be seen together on TV for the last time. But as with any successful production, their fame doesn't terminate here. At the conclusion of tonight's episode, each one of these folks will enjoy the fame and fortune earned by stellar performances over the past 4 years. And so to you, audience, I ask that when the cameras stop rolling tonight, do not fear, for your beloved personality shall return to television quite soon. I know that for each of these talented performers, there are some very interesting spin-offs planned. Yet it is ludicrous, however, for me to stand up here and claim the future road is just an airport people mover that automatically shuffles you to greatness without any effort. It's actually a rusted fire escape ladder, and the best way to reach the top is to grease your hands and start climbing. So in the future, everyone must strive not to fizzle out, as many of the great TV stars have tragically done, rather than just ride the wave of fame generated in the Hollywood wave pool over the past 4 years. It's up to these stars to splash up formidable tsunamis of their own. And while the success of this show has shown us the capabilities of each performer here, know that the future in show business becomes only more complicated. And to survive, an individual must recognize the roadblock spike strips thrown down before him. If there is an idea or interest that strikes your fancy, you must dodge those whose negative attitudes intend to lessen your fame. And the subtle obstacles are the worst, including those planted in the educational system. A personal hero of mine, Quentin Tarantino, dropped out of school in the 9th grade because of his grades and lived for years on a friend's couch, yet with just one screenplay, he flung himself up the ladder of fame in a gravity-defying leap. And the most intelligent people I know constantly remind me of their poor performance in school, yet their common sense and intense knowledge of people, conversation, and automobiles is to me a metaphorical match with which to incinerate any school report card. Grades gauge nothing in regards to an individual's character and intelligence any more than a thermometer measures the time of day. Remember that. Thank you. So with that caution, and without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you, broadcasting live in front of a studio audience from the Vergennes Union High School Gymnasium Television Studio in downtown Vergennes, Vermont, the final episode of the greatest show on television, The Class of 2007.
Hello. Tonight, I'm going to tell you all a story, and it's going to be short, because I know it's sticky and it's hot. Like most stories, it's a bit false, and no one really wants to hear the moral at the end. But, like most, it still has one. I've named the tale The Sumac Trials. It's a tale of frustration and success, injury and recuperation, despair and hope, and of an unlikely 7-year-old hero, me, and his trials within the deep, dark, foreboding woods. Let's begin. I donned my new jacket and laced my shoes and walked through the open doorway. I looked upward to see gray, heavy clouds threaten to rain and thunder and lifted my hand to feel the forceful wind. Across a small lawn and into the brush I walked. Vicious thorns cut my pants, angry vines snagged my feet, and cutting branches slashed my face. A few more steps and something odd. A grove of sumacs had grown into a perfect ring, and that perfection, that elevated circle, challenged me. It demanded I circumnavigate its halo of boughs without touching the long, yellowed grass, and I accepted. I could not walk away from such a dare. I chose my starting tree and climbed a few meters into the matured sumacs. From my perch, I surveyed the path before me, and the path looked simple enough. From one branch to another, I would swing. So I found a handle above me, and down I swung. The grass blurred beneath my sneakers and then disappeared as my eyes closed from fear, wind. My hand opened and closed desperately, looking for just one handhold in that next tree, and it wasn't there. And when my eyes opened, I was merely hanging, forlornly by one arm, ashamed at the quick defeat. Sumacs 1, Corey 0. Try again, our hero said to himself, and don't close your eyes this time. Up again I scrambled, but higher, hooking my arm over branches and propelling myself upward in ways a monkey might. From my new perch, I saw a possible path, an outstretched sumac limb, inviting me to grab hold. I leaned precariously until my arms were stretched completely towards the sumac's distant branch. Contact. But now I was parallel with the ground, my feet reluctant to leave their roost, and my hands clenching desperately around that next tree's outstretched limb. My muscles quickly complained as I delayed the inevitable, ungainly fall towards the next sumac. Careening towards the tree, I had an epiphany. I should avoid bodily harm and avoid it quickly. My feet scrambled towards the oncoming truck, and my body turned to save my face, and my face twisted into shapes that would amuse a baby. All of this making me resemble an unhappy airborne cat. Sumacs 2, Corey 0. And so it went. I swung with little grace from one thin, creaking limb to another, grasping for the next branch with an outstretched hand and searching hopefully with scrabbling feet for a protruding knot, until with a crack, then a thud, a grimace, and some laughter, I, navigator of the sumac canopy, came crashing down. I may have been a bit heavy for such an affair and for such thin, fragile trees, but with the resilience of youth, I would bound back up to my feet and then up another tree to try a different branch, a larger leap, a more limber, acrobatic bend, a riskier approach. I don't think I ever successfully defeated the sumac ring. The task grew more daunting as the canopy lost branches to my abuse and as I grew heavier. Luckily, I became more practiced. Otherwise, I might have suffered, emotional and physically. I still smile when I think about the expeditions. I like those sumacs. My mother would not have been happy. Getting my coat filthy, a serious offense. Skipping school, even worse. Using her in my graduation speech, awful. Endangering myself, not that big of a deal. It's moral time, and I apologize. Be intrigued, ask why, accept challenges, and challenge others with confidence and determination. Grasp the next small goal, reach for life's invisible anchors, and when you fall, laugh and stand up, back up. Be resilient and creative, and work past the misstep from which you tripped. And most importantly, decide for yourself where you want to be and how you want to get there. I'll leave you with 2 wishes. I wish sumacs were a little larger so I could go climbing tomorrow, and I wish you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
My name is Angie Dykema, aka Zane's mom. I wasn't gonna cry. I'm the guidance secretary here. I have known most of these graduating seniors since kindergarten. I have seen you grow through brownies, Cub Scouts, on the soccer, baseball, and softball fields, and walking through the halls of VUHS, to college and scholarship applications, right to this moment tonight. This class is made up of S's: highest jumpers, fastest runners, smartest test takers, funniest, tallest, shorters, the best hunters, reddest, no, I won't say it. Of course, the best ball players, and plug your ears, Chief Lowe, speediest drivers on and off the road. And this will only mean something to you if you know them. The brightest moon and the best cheese in VUHS. I wanted to take this opportunity to send you off with my best wishes and give you something you could take with you tonight. And I have some help with that. This fall, most of you met Officer Josh Odie, some more up close and personal than others. And he's going to sing a song that expresses every wish that I have for you in your life to come. I will miss you all. God bless.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. If you're faced with a choice and you have to choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. Never need to carry more than you can hold. While you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you, wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my way. I hope you never look back, but you never forget all the ones who love you in the place you left. And you always forgive and you never regret, and you help somebody every chance you get. Oh, you find God's grace in every mistake, and always give more than you take. More than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. Never need to carry more than you can hold. While you're out there getting where you're getting to, hope you know somebody loves you, wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my way. My wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. Never need to carry more than you can hold. While you're out there getting where you're getting to, hope you know somebody loves you, who wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my way.
Excuse me, I'm a little nervous. Okay. Are you ready? Who's listening, seniors? Yeah, that's what we're talking about now. Woohoo! Hello, family, friends, colleagues, and seniors. This senior class will always have a special place in my heart because when I started teaching driver ed here 3 years ago, they were the first real class that I taught pretty much all together. I've taught almost all of them, so it's really important to me. And seniors, it means everything to me to be up here. It's such a privilege to be here to give you some parting words. With this class, we've had the best of times together, as well as the most terrifying of times. Moments of learning and discussion were only momentarily interrupted by my threats to quiet the car down like this one. Liz and Heather, Jessica's driving. It's time to quiet down in the back seat, unless you want us all to die. Minus the wheel grabs and using my brake on you countless times, which I know you hate, I hope I made learning fun for you, because you sure made learning how to be a better teacher fun for me. One tool, other than being a safe driver, I hope I've showed you, is to always keep your spirit of fun and adventure alive, and to stay young at heart. Although I can't remind you seniors of all the crazy memories we have that were inspired by that spirit, I have just a few. If you're going to be sitting in a car for 90 minutes, it's a really good idea to get out and take a quick break to stretch your legs. So when we're done all of our hardcore driving, parallel parking, and maneuvering in the city and sweating a little bit, I like to take my students for quick stops that they feel are rewarding. On several occasions, I've given in to these seniors' pleas to stop for ice cream or to learn how to navigate a drive-through. It was on one such occasion with Lizzie Seavey, Maya Jones, and Elizabeth Goyette when I found myself staring down at a clump of ice cream on my shoe. I raised my eyes and saw Lizzie laughing with the empty cone in her hand. You know Lizzie. Well, remembering when Lizzie first started driving makes me laugh too. It reminds me of the time I let a couple of girls borrow my car to go get supplies to build the homecoming float. When I saw my Subaru leaving the parking lot, I thought, oh my God, what did I do? Luckily, Sarah Hodgson brought it back in one piece, but the girls had stuck a green permanent marker on my keychain just in case they put any scratches in my green Subaru. It's my opinion that every teacher has something that characterizes them as unique or maybe even odd. For Mr. Nimlet, who retired last year, it was his amazing love for Spam. For Mr. Story, probably his pumpkins. For me, it's my love for dogs and turkeys. Most of these seniors have taken my class and they've been exposed to my wild obsession with turkeys and therefore have played the turkey game. The intricacies of the rules of this game are too complicated to really get into, but basically it goes like this. If you're in the back seat of the driver ed car and you see a turkey, you get turkey points. Those points, of course, have no bearing on your grade, but the driving group with the most turkey points at the end of the semester wins, and you get bragging rights. However, if you're driving and someone says there's a turkey, it works also for there's a bear or there's something really weird looking. If you're a good driver and you don't look, you get positive points toward your daily driving grade. Anyway, it was on such an occasion that we came up upon a field in Moncton with Kelly Jo, Alexis LeBurge, and Adam Graves in the car. We saw some black dots lining the edge of the woods, and we actually couldn't tell if they were turkeys or not. Kidding, I said to KJ, Kelly Jo, why don't you run out in the field and see if those are really turkeys? Unexpectedly and surprisingly, Kelly Jo said, okay, Adam, give me your sneakers. And in a matter of seconds, she was out the door to check on the birds. It was probably one of the funniest sights I'll ever have remembering this senior class. KJ strutting out across the field in her pink sweatshirt after, in fact, what were actual strutting turkeys. Sorry your shoes got wet, Adam, but that was very valiant of you to let her borrow them. Another time, I was out scouting for turkeys in the woods not far from town. This is the last turkey story, I promise. It was getting dark out, and I came upon an open field, and the largest coyote I've ever seen was staring back at me. He had to be as big as my 85-pound Labrador. I wasn't nervous as I watched the beautiful animal saunter off into the woods, but I was a few minutes later when it sounded like his whole pack was howling. Although it was probably my imagination, The bone-chilling sounds seemed to follow me back to my car, which was way too far away. Luckily, in the distance, I heard an engine, and I saw lights. And as the noise came closer and closer and the light got brighter and brighter, I made out a figure of a girl on a four-wheeler. And then I heard a voice. "Shequin, are you out there?" I saw blonde, poofy hair, curly hair, and a ponytail. And immediately I recognized it was Bridget Balduke. I told her I was going to look for turkeys that day, and she was a hero on her four-wheeler coming to save the day. Bridget, I'll never forget you for saving me from the most likely rabid coyotes that were stalking me that night. To help you to remember to be young at heart, you can follow the example of Mandy Scott, Sophie Allen, Ryan Devine, and Matt Pratt. Matt Pratt, I always like that name because it rhymes. They often asked to stop and frolic on playground equipment. Did we ever actually stop to play at the end of the semester? I don't recall. Chelsea and Montani and Whitney Denny, they loved to sing in the back of the driver ed car, as many other seniors did. Karen Jordan, I'm sorry if you never got a taste of that, but I'm sure we'll all know about it when they end up on American Idol. Chelsea was also the first driver to ever get pulled over by the police in the driver ed car. Good thing Odie and I had that all arranged just for the experience. It's kind of funny to see her sweat. For a fast ride, you can ask Pam and Amanda for a motorcycle ride. I bet they'll be driving them before long. And be sure to ask Ted Housekeeper about his fierce badger slaying abilities. That's badger slaying, yes. I'm still contemplating whether or not I believe that tall tale, but Ted, since you're graduating, I'll take your word for it. Phil Nevins will stay young at heart, and he's brave too. When Phil went interstate driving with me, he came back with Taylor Coppenrath's authentic autograph on his arm. Be sure to ask him about it. Thank you to Adam Marzakowski, Zane Leno, Brendan Pierce, Drew Lemire, Jacob Tromley, and especially Shaw Kipp, and any of the other seniors I had that shared with me your hunting suggestions, stories, venison steaks, and times. These guys combined know more about forestry, farming, mechanics, and hunting than you could ever read about on the internet. Ross Armel, I'm watching you. And Rachel Ruggles, you're the only senior who's made it to Shequin's Driving Hall of Fame by getting a perfect score on your driving test. Congratulations. I apologize for not being able to mention everyone, but I have a few other thoughts to share. Seniors, today your high school journey ends, and ready or not, you're about to embark on another trip. A map is laid before you, a map that is yours alone. No one else will travel exactly the same route, and no one else exactly the same roads. Your journey is completely unique to you. Some of you have a very good idea about what you want to do with your lives, and the route you're destined for is laid out before you with clarity and direction. You've penned it in on the map for easy following. Others of you will amble on, trying to find your way without a real idea of a destination for a while. Just know that's okay, you're not alone. Do you think when I was 17 listening to my high school graduation speaker that I knew I wanted to be a driver ed teacher? It wasn't even a fleeting thought in my mind. It took me many roads, intersections, and dead ends to get me to a life I really enjoy. I started out in college with the plan to become a veterinarian, and I came out a teacher. It took me 2 majors, 5 student organizations, 4 different volunteer and internship experiences, and 8 jobs before I landed here in Vergennes at this teaching job that I love. When I had the chance to become a driver ed teacher, I had to take 15 college credits in one summer, driving an hour and a half each way to get to Barrie to class. It was hard, but I wanted it, so I just did it. Just know that if you get to a dead end, turn around. There's always another road or another destination that you'll probably like even better. If you get to an intersection and you've lost your way, stop and ask for help and directions. Chances are someone's been there before. Because I know most of you, I can honestly say that I know you have the talent to be truly successful, which means to me being happy overall, with yourself, your life, your work, and what you do for those around you. From global warming to global poverty, to milking cows or fixing cards, to inventing the next computer gadget, to finding a cure for cancer, there are thousands of jobs and people who really need and could use your skills and help. If you really ask yourself such questions as, what do I like to do? What do I want to do with my life? What can I do to make the world a better place? You'll find the answers, especially if you experiment and explore. The starting place of your destination should begin with desire. Each of you has ideas of places you would like to go. Each of you have unique talents, even if you don't know what they are yet. Discover them and use them. Nothing you want to do with your life is too insignificant or too insurmountable. Arriving at a destination you're happy with depends on you, finding what you love and working as hard as you can for it. Find a direction you want to pursue. Get out your map, plan your route, and try to get there with everything you have. All the trying and exploring different paths in life creates opportunities and will surely get you somewhere. You may arrive at a destination you've never even thought of and realize it's time to settle in. And in the midst of all your trying, don't forget to enjoy life because it's short. Seniors, along your life's journey, always remember the road back home. This school has become my home away from home, and I, for one, will always be glad to see your smiling faces when you come back home to visit us again. Congratulations, drive safely on the roads and in your lives, and good luck.
If you're on this end, then Mandy's going to be here announcing. I'm going to be handing as they're shaking all the way down. Would the first 10 please stand up? We'll begin.
Daniel Joseph Adams. Ross Armel. Elias H. Baldwin. Ashley E. Barnes. Logan S. Blacklock. Corey J. Blodgett. Bridget Marie Bolduc. Katrina Belle Marie Busca-Moulton. Amber Elizabeth Braun. Rachel Nicole Bermania. Ashley Nicole Bouchel.
Where they are.
Christina Edna Cannon. Joseph Eric Carter. Kyle Anthony Castillo. Matthew Craig Chase. Megan Lee Claudio. Kelly Jo May Klucher. James Ellis Conway. Nicholas Isaac Cormier. Levi Robert Cousineau. Seth Trainer Cowan. Shayla Joyce Culver. Lindsay May Delisle. Whitney L. Denny. Ryan D. Devine. Tani Elizabeth Diet. Sean D. Dickerson. Francisco Javier D'Annunzio. Nicholas Ian Donnelly. Bianca Jane Dwy. Benjamin Eddington. Mitchell William Gallison. Andrea Lynn Gauthier. Elizabeth Lynn Goyette. Adam Graves. Kara Marie Grimes. Alexandria Kathleen Hall. William Hall. Sarah Ann Hodgson. Theodore Joseph Housekeeper. Ryan James Houston. Trevor Howard.
Whoop, whoop, shake hands. So I was trying to hand about.
Lisa E. Hughes. Maya Louise Jones. Shaw Abraham Kipp. Caitlin Jane Kittredge. Wilson Kyle Korth. Alexis Rose LaBerge. Elaine M. LaBombard. Andrew J. LaLumiere. Alexandra May Laro. Sophie Elizabeth Larson. Dustin Allen LeBlanc. Andrew J. Legault. Zane Hawk Lino.
Oh, your camera's out there.
Elizabeth M. Lowe. Heather Ann Marcel. Cody Dayton Marsh. Adam Robert Marzlakowski. Elizabeth Parton McCarthy. David P. McClellan. Corey N. Melnick. Nathan T. Merrill. Chelsea C. Montani. Philip A. Nevins. Christopher Allen Newton. Sonia Louise Oosterman. Jessica Palin. Heather Ashley Paquette. Sarah Ann Partington. Christopher David Payne. Jacob Finney. Brendan J. Pierce. Amy Lynn Plouffe. Matthew W. Pratt. Kimberly Ann Prime. Michael Aaron Prime. Jessica Lynn Roshan. Stephen P. Rorda. Arthur Cosmo Rossetti. Shiloh Rose Rousseau. Sierra Jane Rousseau. Rachel Amber Ruggles. John Samaritoni. Hillary Amelia Senisak. Elizabeth Ashley Seavey. Kimberly Ann St. Ange. Brittany Marie Strunk. Rebecca Ann Treya.
I knew that was there.
Jacob Francis Trombley. Aaron J. Van Wyk. Lindy Marie Vanderwerk. John Alfred Vecito. Justin Warden.
It is, isn't it?
Amanda Marie Wheeler. Pamela Marie Wheeler. Kimberly Arlene Worley. Brittany Ann Yance. Benjamin R. Young.
Amanda Beverly Scott. And now, if Mrs. Tiffany Buska is here, we'd like to have Mrs. Buska come up here on the dais, please, and accept the diploma for her son, Ryan Thomas West, who is in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, in the Army. We also have a Marine and 2 other Army volunteers, I believe. Would you please stand up? Return safely. Now, would Alexandra Laro please join me on the dais for the challenge to the class of 2008?
So before I start, I was slightly misinformed and clearly have not paid enough attention to all of the graduations I've attended. I wrote my challenge to this class, not the class of 2008. So all of you here from the class of 2008, just pretend I'm talking to you, basically. As most of us are well aware of, some more than others, Vergennes Union High School has many rules. The handbook has 40 pages of single-spaced, 12-point, Times New Roman rules, regulations, and guidelines. Some of them were followed to the letter, give or take, and others were not. But after tonight, you get to burn that book and begin writing your own. This creates an interesting situation. 66 of us, roughly, are going to college, a huge shift no matter where your school is. For 40 of you, it means working equally hard and being equally independent in whatever occupation you choose. For some, this is an opportunity to start again, with your own guide and your own rules. For others, it may feel like nothing has changed. Tonight represents a dramatic shift in circumstance for each and every one of us. My challenge to all of you, and the class that's coming up, is to take this new freedom and walk with it, but don't run. Take some time and bask in it. I know that it's significantly more difficult for some of you, but even if it is only for one day a week, or for a few hours, or even just for tonight, take that freedom and that time and enjoy it to its fullest capacity. Have no regrets and do not feel guilty. You have earned it. And to the class of 2008, do the same thing next year. Take your freedom, write your rules, do what you wish, but remember, we all have to live here too. Thank you.
Great. I get to follow an all-American speaker. That's what I'm going to do. I come under the heading of remarks, and every year I wait until the day of graduation to see how I feel. Today I felt like it ought to be fairly short. I'm dying up here. Yeah, wear the brown blazer. That would be a good idea. Okay. What I'd like to say is reasonably brief, and it flies in the face of every bit of advice any public speaker's ever gotten. I was told early on in college, when choosing a piece for a public presentation, never, ever choose a poem, never choose one by a classical poet, never choose one that rhymes or one that you have to explicate. So I'm going to break every single one of those rules. This is a poem, and a short one, by one of my favorite poets, a little-known poet named John Crow Ransom, who was one of the Southern agrarian poets. Wrote this in the 30s, I believe. He started the Kenyon Review. He was a far better poet than most of the celebrated poets of the 20th century. Given that, I always used to read this to my senior girls as they were leaving. And the guys always felt kind of left out until they got to the last line, and they were sort of glad it wasn't read to them. Most of my female students, didn't like me for a couple minutes until they thought about what the poem really meant. So forgive me in advance. This is like a 25-year tradition. It's called Blue Girls. Twirling your blue skirts, traveling the sward, under the towers of your seminary, go listen to your teachers old and contrary without believing a word. Tie then the white fillets then about your hair, and think no more of what will come to pass than bluebirds that go walking on the grass and chattering on the air. Practice your beauty, blue girls, before it fail. And I will cry with my loud lips and publish beauty about which all our powers shall never establish. It is so frail. For I could tell you a story which is true. I know a lady with a terrible tongue, blear eyes fallen from blue, all her perfections tarnished. Yet it is not long since she was lovelier than any of you. Now, before people start thinking I'm insulting their daughters, I'm really firmly of the opinion, having an 18-year-old and a 25-year-old myself, that really there's only two things wanted by young people and us slightly older people. I think the young people want to be treated like they're intelligent and that they have ideas of their own. And I think we, the older people, just want to be treated like we know something. Anything. And I think as you shrink that gap, as we do so well at Vergennes Union High School, between filling young minds with potential and emptying our own minds, I think as we grow closer, we realize how special a gift education is. And I hope that most of you dressed in blue and white gowns up here remember at least one thing that was done well by those adults, those teachers old and contrary, in your behalf. And I would like our faculty and staff from Vergennes Union High School to please stand up if it's not too hot. And I'd like to thank my co-principal, Peter Reynolds, who is in charge of curriculum matters 7 and 8 and students 7, 8, and 9. We've got a wonderful combination going right now, and we hope these graduations continue to be as really rewarding and thrilling as this one has been. That being said, Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you, and please rise, the class of 2007. Please turn your tassels. You are now alumnae and alumni of Vergennes Union High School. Congratulations. You may proceed out the door and with your lives. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you.